Oh, that's it. I've had it with this dump. We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off. Okay, just calm down.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. We got some Marvel Comics news coming up for you. Obviously, we are heading up on the solicitation information release for February 2022. So we're starting to get some more clarification and details of what Marvel has for the plans they have for their upcoming heroes in the future. Are these good plans? Are they bad plans? It all depends on, it's in the eye of the beholder, correct? But I will say this. If you have been coming to the channel and you don't agree that Marvel are out of ideas and are just rehashing the same ideas and concepts over and over and over, sometimes with new characters, a lot of times with the same characters, this is not the video for you, because we've got two big announcements and we've got Marvel Comics rehashing multiple ideas. First up, we've got the Gwen-Verse coming up. All the variations of Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, whatever the character's damn name is, will be converging for a big crossover event type book. Depends, I guess, on your definition of the word big. But it is going to be an event book crossover thingy about a Spidey-Verse character thingy. We've also got Miles Morales, who obviously stepped into the mantle of Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe. Came into the 616 via the original Spideyverse and is now going to be donning the mantle of all the other heroes again. We've seen plenty of mashups within Marvel Comics, and Miles Morales, he's not getting mashed up with one character, he's getting mashed up with every character. Almost like the what's her name? The Carol Danvers treatment. Remember when she was stealing all the powers from her fellow Avengers? Well, supposedly they were clones, whatever. It was just a clever way of showing that Carol Danvers could kick everyone's ass. I don't know that's what's going to be happening in this Miles Morales series, but those are the two big stories that I'm going to talk about here. They felt somewhat related, so if there's more Marvel stuff coming out, I'm probably not going to cover it until I do my Marvel solicitations video, which will be either on Saturday after the Comics Aficionados or first thing Sunday morning right here. One of those will be DC, the other will be Marvel, because we're getting both of them in the same week. But I'm excited to do those videos. Those are some of my favorite videos to make that I get to do here on the channel. I think a lot of people seem to like them. That's neither here nor there. Let's get into the deets. Let's get into the deets, peeps, and talk about these big events that are coming up. As I mentioned earlier, Spider-Gwen is getting her own Gwen-Verse Multiversal event next year. Ghost Spider, Spider-Woman, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, whatever you want to call this character, she's about to be a hero of a new Marvel multiversal event story titled Gwen-Verse that brings together multiple variants of Gwen Stacy from around the Marvel multiverse for a team-up in 2022. If this sounds familiar, Ghost Spider, Spider-Gwen herself debuted in 2014 Spider-Verse, which is sounds like the exact same story, but with the new set of characters, which, of course, if you're a fan of animated superhero movies on the big screen, you likely saw Sony's crack at Into the Spideyverse, where they really use that as a vehicle to push Miles Morales. And it was quite popular and has brought Miles Morales into the forefront, or at least the conscience of a lot of pop culture fans. Don't know why they're going to take this gimmick away from Miles. It seems like if it was successful in the movies, maybe you should just keep it with that character. But, not even Miles Morales is safe these days on the old gender swap on an event. Obviously, we are seeing plenty of multiverse stories throughout Marvel Comics. Timeless hasn't come out yet, but you're going to get tons of that kind of stuff. We've seen Kang in there. We've got, Venom is popping around different timelines and seeing the future. We got the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer where, the fabric of reality is cracked and all the characters are coming in from throughout the multiverses in there. So I hope you are ready for plenty of multiversal action in the Marvel Comics universe, because it feels like they are going to beat this gimmick into the ground with a baseball bat, and then they're going to pick up a sledgehammer and beat it some more And if that isn't enough, they're going to grab a shovel. They're going to beat it some more until you are so sick to death of anything to do with the multiverse that you will stop buying their comics and they will have to find a new gimmick to try to get their comic book characters over with. There, unfortunately, are no writers announced. Well, unfortunately, that's a loaded word. I imagine we'll get that information during the solicitations for February 2022, which you will see right here on the channel on the weekend. My money, Tini Howard, or somebody else that is highly untalented and can't actually sell comic books, because who are we kidding? Even Marvel knows this thing isn't going to sell. You will likely see, I don't know, about 1,500 variant covers in total associated with this entire 4-issue miniseries, which I think it is. I might be wrong on that one. To actually get some comic books moved out the comic book shops. J. Scott Campbell going to have at least 12 variant covers on issue number 1, guaranteed, just so they can actually sell this damn thing. Of course, Ghost Spider will be front and center, along with mashed up versions of Gwen combined with Captain America, Wolverine, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and even her Night Gwen, Nightbird incarnation from the recent Heroes Reborn event. Obviously, that is on the cover that has been released as far as this press release goes. So, there you go. Not only are we going to get different versions of this character, like we got all those different versions of Spider-Man, now we're getting, I don't know, is it the Care Bears movie where they stopped being bears and they started being other animals, the Care Bear cousins, right? They used up the first trope of all the bears having powers, and they had to bring in a lion that was a strongman and stuff like that. We're on the Care Bears, the movie portion of watering down and ruining the Spider-Verse, in my opinion. Of course, Marvel bashing up Gwen Stacy with other heroes isn't a brand new idea. Even beyond Spider-Gwen, as the publisher created a series of variant covers a few years ago featuring Gwen Stacy mashups with all the heroes of the Marvel Comics universe, which, who knows, perhaps was the inspiration for them bringing this damn event, if you want to call it that, to life in February 2022, when we will see Gwen-Verse number 1 go on sale. If they're smart, they will sell every issue before there's another FOC. They will bat. They will not give people time to marinate on the quality of the story, because they are not going to put anyone good on it. Plus, the idea is played out, and it's associated heavily with another character now. So, as far as things go that are destined to fail, Gwen-Verse is absolutely one of them. But they will have about 850 variant covers associated with it, so Marvel could say, look, we sold 40,000 copies. Of course, everybody was having to buy for the ratio variants with the covers that actually people wanted. Not because there was a comic book they wanted to read, but because there was a cover that they thought could be a collectible. What do you guys think? Are you excited about this? Has my cynicism gotten to you? Is there enough sarcasm in my voice for me to convey to you how I feel about it? Obviously, I'm not exactly excited about this, but there isn't a whole lot of note to be excited about from Marvel or DC these days. But I am thinking cynical here. What do you guys think? Are you excited for this? Let me know in the comment section. If you are excited for Gwen-Verse number 1, give me a hashtag Gwen-Verse in the comment section. If you are not excited and you are on Team West, give me a hashtag Team West, just so we know the vote count on who's excited about Gwen-Verse number 1 and who's not. Now, getting into the other big announcement. As I just mentioned, they are watering down the big story that really is heavily associated with Miles Morales now because of the movie, and certainly there have been plenty of Miles Morales, Spidey-Verse kind of stories shown in there. But we're getting more changes within Miles Morales and his lore. This week, Marvel is teasing, or they did tease, a new What If series with an image showcasing Miles Morales as the Wolverine. If you are a fan of Doc and you follow him on the Twitters, you know he was highly unimpressed. But now it has been revealed. It is not just an idea. There is an entire series solely focused on what happens if Miles Morales becomes a different hero instead of Spider-Man. as he is becoming the new Captain America in a brand new series from Marvel titled What If Miles Morales. And this week, Marvel revealed the new series will focus on the question, what if Miles Morales followed in the footsteps of other heroes other than Spider-Man? The first issue of the comic, which will arrive in March 2022, will feature Miles as Captain America after taking the super soldier serum. Does it feel like Miles Morales would be old enough for that to have happened? But that is neither here nor there. This story will be from Cody Ziegler, if you are not familiar with that person. I believe they've written in television and stuff, but they are one of the Beyond board members, as in one of the writers for the Amazing Spider-Man Beyond stuff. We will have Paco Medina on art. I like Paco Medina. I think they're a fine artist. Marvel have also revealed that the series will include new versions of Miles Morales as several different heroes designed by Medina, including Wolverine, Thor, and the Hulk. This was released on the exact same day. This information was released on the exact same day as the Gwen-Verse. Very, very similar ideas as far as we're going to do a bunch of mashups of Miles Morales. We're going to do a bunch of mashups as Spider-Gwen. This is lame. Miles Morales should be important to the Marvel Comics universe. I do not think this alternate version of Gwen Stacy should be. That character died a long time ago. It's one of the few meaningful deaths in comic books that has remained, essentially permanent, other than these stupid Gwen characters from all their alternate universes. There are some fans of it. I think it's a dumb concept. Whatever. But Miles Morales is an important character, so actually take this story seriously. Marvel need to get their head out of their ass and figure out what to do with this character before they essentially flushed away what could be $1 billion IP, just as far as movies, video games, licensing opportunities. Miles Morales will never fulfill his full potential as Spider-Man, in my opinion, because Peter Parker will always be there. Even if you kill him off, the fans will make you bring Peter Parker back because he is the most beloved character in the entire Marvel Comics universe. I don't think that you can take Miles Morales' spider powers away from him at this point. That's fine. It's time to give him a new moniker. It's time to give him a new look. And it's time to get him in a new city to where he no longer has to play second fiddle in the same city as Peter Parker. He no longer has to play second fiddle as the second-rate Spider-Man to Peter Parker and all that stuff. The way to fix this and make the character more relevant and realize the potential of what Miles Morales could be in the Marvel Comics universe is not to make him Captain America. It is not to make him Thor. It is not to make him Hulk. It is not to make him any other character. The way you do it is you fully establish Miles Morales as his own man, as his own character, as his own superhero. Yes, he happens to have similar superhero powers to Peter Parker Spider-Man. Yes, he shares some history with the character. At one point, they did share a name, and they did share a city. But now, Miles Morales, and whatever you want to call him, is in anywhere but San Francisco, because if you move a superhero to San Francisco, that absolutely destroys the character. I don't know why that is, but the comic book gods have deemed that that is so. I say move him to Cleveland. Move him to Detroit. Move him to Denver. I don't give a fuck. Get him out of New York. Make him not be a Spider-Man anymore. But this stupid idea that let's see what Miles Morales would be if he was Captain America. How about we finally realize who Miles Morales is to begin with? How about we finally establish who the character is before we do the stupid things where we're watering down who the character could be and defining him down to the level of Spider-Gwen. You are doing the same story that you're doing with Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen is a niche character that has a place in the universe because there's some fans of it. If that character went away, there would be some people sad, but it would really be no big loss. If you lost Miles Morales at this point, it would be absolutely stupid. Don't treat Miles Morales as unimportantly as you treat Spider-Gwen. That's my point on this one. Obviously, you do hear some frustrations. Miles Morales is not my favorite character, but I do respect the character, and I see the long-term potential and what the character could be if allowed to grow into his own mantle. It's certainly not going to come under the stewardship of Saladin Ahmed. Not the worst writer in the world, but definitely not even close to being the best. But it's not going to come at the expense of other heroes' mantles. Until Marvel figures out what to do with Miles Morales, he is going to be a character that is defined by unrealized potential. And the Legion of Doofuses need to get their heads out of their ass, where it's been there permanently, it feels like, for the last 3 years, and figure out what to do with this character. What do you guys think? Do you think Miles Morales should be getting treated at the same level of Spider-Gwen? Should Miles Morales be treated like a potential money-making huge IP that I think he should be? I would definitely love to hear from you guys on that one. Definitely want to hear from you in the comments section on both these stories. And those are the two big Marvel Comics events. Well, the Miles Morales thing is the What If Thing event. Whatever. It's an event series. We got the Gwen-Verse. We've got What If Miles Morales, doing neither character any favors, in my opinion, but really hurting the Miles Morales brand more than anything. Stop trying to do gimmicks with this character and fully establish him. Spider-Gwen, who gives a shit? That character is whatever. It's Mole Man. It's a character that shows up every once in a while, and you don't care. And when they leave, you don't notice for the most part. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.